Hey, BassGeek here, and today we're going to talk about finesse, heavy-weighted swim baits for those deep bass. Hey guys, before we get started talking about the setup and how I like to fish a deep or a heavy-weighted finesse style small compact swim bait, I want to tell you about Mystery Tackle Box Pro. Every single month they send me a Mystery Tackle Box Pro, and every single month I give that away to one of you all, the hardcore people that, you know, support me in this channel. So we'll talk about, I'll tell you how you can win that at the end of this video, but right now let's talk about what come in this box. Now, I'm late getting this video out. This is actually what is it, June right now, so this was actually May's box. All right, so you know, surprise surprise, I'm late getting a tackle box out. So the very first thing, and the thing we're going to talk about today, is the Optima minnow here. Optima baits. This is the ghost minnow. Very good color for the water clarity that we have today. Something that I would actually love to try out, but for me, maybe you'd get a good bite in the mornings, and that is the 10,000 fish cycle bait. It's rigged up a little bit different. Just it's not on a free swivel. It's a very interesting, very different pulsation. I'm a big fan of a lot of the stuff that the 10,000 bait crew comes out with. Now here we have from Strike Pro. This is a big bodied, this is the Strike Pro Cranky XSS 75. This is a big wake bait. I do like that color. It'd be a great color for today. From Callan's Tournament Tested Best. This is the Sunny 3.8 Tickle Tail. Nice little swim bait there. A little bit of a gold. Like how it's got a lot of phalanges. I don't really know how to say that. We got a good looking stick bait from Bruiser Baits, Fish the Best. This is a watermelon red, another good color for the water clarity around me. Can never go wrong, Harmony hooks. Looks like a EWG, probably about a 3/0 there. We got a 10,000 fish card here telling us a little bit about the features of the cycle bait. I'm going to read that before I send it out to you. We got the old Dibble Digest. Always got a cool sticker. And we've got spots you want to throw that little swim bait. I'm going to show you something a little bit different than what they got on the card. All right, so guys, as always, there are links in the description. If you want to get your first box super cheap, please go down there and please tell them, you know, that you appreciate me giving this away to get it in your all's hands every single month. But for right now, and as always, like I say, guys, it really is a good way to get outside your box. You know, fishing baits that are just a little bit outside of the norm that you'll find. And I have found a ton of baits that I truly do love and use all the time now. All that being said, let's dive into my favorite thing in the world to talk about, and that's deep swim baits. All right, so what we're going to be talking about, what come in the Mystery Tackle Box today, is this. This is one of the Optima swim baits. It's probably a 3.5. I like the size of it. I like the girth of it. It's nice and wide. Really got that good shad profile. Like the color, it is called Ghost Minnow, greenback, translucent belly. Got maybe a little bit of pearl essence in there, that purple pearl essence. But a good looking bait. It comes pre-weighted, so it's weighted with a 5/8, which is just over a ½ ounce. And that is a good weight for fishing them out deeper. Now, when do I like a smaller swim bait? I like a smaller swim bait out there when everybody else has been throwing those big baits, those big crank baits. This is going to be something that's going to be a little more finessey, especially this shape of a bait, and it's going to get you a few more bites when they begin to get timid as we get into the middle and late summer. Now, how do I rig them? Well, the good thing about these is all you have to do is tie your favorite knot straight to the bait. It's got a loop that comes out the head. For me, when I'm fishing finesse baits, finesse swim baits, and I did kind of leave one other time out that I like a smaller profile swim bait, and that's when they're focused on smaller shad. There's several lakes that I fish where it's threadfin that's in there, mostly and predominantly, and this bait is going to match the size of those fish, bait fish, a little bit better. Now, how I generally throw a swim bait. This is my favorite swim bait rod and reel in the world. This is my go-to. This is a Lew's. This is the Ledge swim bait series. This is a Lew's Custom Pro speed stick. Now, this is a very expensive rod. I'm not going to lie to you. If you were wanting to throw this on a cheaper setup, I would highly recommend a medium heavy, fast tip, something that's got just a little bit of tip to it. So maybe I wouldn't go with the moderate fast. I just find me a fast that's got a little softer tip. But a medium heavy fast action will throw the 1/2 ounce swim baits and up quite well. Now, the thing about swim baits out deep, you want to move them slow, okay? So, you want to make sure, this is my favorite reel, which is a BB1 Pro. It's a 6'4" 1. Anything below 6'5", that to me is what you want to go with. And then, even when you're cranking it, man, you need to crank so slow, the deeper you are. If you're 15, 20, 25, 30 or more, you're going to want to crank very slow. If you think you're going slow, you probably need to slow down. Now, line. Line is another big deal when it comes to keeping the bait down and keeping it at a consistent depth level. One of the other things I'll do, and I'll show you a little bit later, is sometimes if I see the fish on my graphs and they're suspended up, I'll count this bait down to where or just above where they are. And you want to learn how to crank slow enough to keep it at that level, you know, consistently. So line is a very important aspect of that. I generally use 15-pound test. If you're fishing in open water, you can get away with lighter, 12, but I would not recommend going below 12 pounds. 15-pound test, fluorocarbon is the way to go. And pay attention, I like to use InvizX or Red Label because the line diameter is smaller. And that is a big key, because this line, as it comes through the water, it creates drag, which creates lift, which means the faster you reel, or the harder it is to keep that down. Let's get out there, line up, and make a few casts. So I'm going to show you two different casts to make with this, two different retrieves to make with this. Really, not casts, two different retrieves to make with this. The very first is going to be, we've got some fish out here on the edge of a creek channel ledge. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to let it sink to the bottom. Now, you don't want to let it sit there, okay? What bait fish goes to the bottom and goes, blah, all right? So you got to watch your line. Nice long cast. And the key is that I'm going to reel this line up. I'm not going to move the bait, but I'm going to watch as it takes line, and I'm just going to feed it just a little bit. Now, I'll see it'll stop taking right there. I want to engage my reel, stop taking line, and then I'm going to reel very, very slowly. We're going to return all the way back at this pace. So the next retrieve is, we're going to say, now these fish are about 20 to 25 feet, the top of this creek channel ledge. Then we come up to pretty shallow at a point right here. But they're sitting on the ledge. So we're going to say they're suspended up. We're going to say in that 10 to 15 range, okay? So this little bait, this 5/8 ounce, it's going to fall pretty close to a foot a second. So what I'll do, and generally I'll cut it off maybe one early. So let's say we're going to get to 10. I'd cut it off at, say, 8, okay? So again, big, long bombing casts, 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8. I'm going to gauge my reel, give it a couple of quick turns, and then we're right back to fishing this bait very slowly. Now, remember, you can do things like twitch. You can do things like stop and go. You're going to get that bait to drop a little bit when you do that. And sometimes you've just got to see what the fish want. Sometimes they're going to want it just crawled. Sometimes they're going to want it at a little bit of a quicker clip. So experiment. If you know the fish are there, throw at them 3, 4, 5 times and experiment. But don't spend all day on a single hole. These fish on this hole, they may not be biting right now. If you're confident enough to throw a swim bait, and a swim bait is probably going to be the first bait I'm going to try when I'm fishing them out deep, then try 2 or 3 things and try 3 or 4 casts, 3 or 4 cast speeds, and 3 or 4 cast angles, and then go on. All right, so the very next thing I want to talk to you about is when to set the hook, okay? Guys, I can't tell you, if you want to play a fish, don't throw a swim bait, okay? Don't throw a swim bait. If you want to play a fish, a swim bait, you're going to lose more fish on a swim bait than you catch. And I'm going to show you why you don't want to play them, okay? Even on this small bait, we've got a pretty heavy wire hook. But if you'll notice, we've got most of the weight here and most of the weight here, and that is a pivot point, okay? So when you catch a fish on a single hook swim bait, and I will argue all day, I know a lot of people are like, I like a treble, I like a line through treble hook. No. You are going to land more fish on a single hook swim bait than you will on a line through or a treble, any sort of stinger treble. Trebles don't penetrate as deep as these hooks will. Think about it. It's a jig hook. You set the hook, you throw them in the boat. And that's what you do here. So now I'm going to tell you about how to set the hook and how to play the fish, okay? With that single hook, you're going to feel 2 different types of bites. You're going to feel a peck, and then the rod is going to load, or you're just going to feel the rod load. Now, I'm telling you, I don't care who says different. I have caught hundreds, if not thousands, of fish on a swim bait at this point. And I will tell you immediately, if you just feel them going donk, 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 and hitting it, and you swing, and that bait does something crazy, this is not like a reaction bite, okay? You are swimming something by them that looks like they eat every single day, and they're coming up trying to eat it. They're just missing the hook for whatever reason. So you absolutely want to wait until the rod loads. Then you side set. Even though it's a jig hook, you do not come up with it, because if you come up with it, the fish will come up too. And when they come up out of the water and shake their head, you're losing it. So when you feel the fish load, it is a side set. You reel and you tilt your rod tip down. Sometimes I will even put it in the water. That way, if they do try to come up and jump, I am dragging them back down into that water. I am filling their mouth full of water. I am not stopping. I am not playing going, oh God, he's pulling. Oh God, oh, this is fun. No. Negatory. You reel, and if you ain't got the net ready yourself, or your buddy ain't got the net ready, then when you see him coming up beside the boat, you hop him in. Or you drag him up on shore. You do not fight fish with a swim bait, okay? You'll lose them. I've took people out and got them on their first swim bait, and I can't tell you, I can pull up probably video after video after video of guys fighting a fish or stopping that reel handle when that fish starts to pull, and then it comes shooting up in the air and it jumps and they lose it. Don't lose fish, guys, okay? All right, so that is literally the best thing I can tell you about a swim bait. I cannot wait. The swim bait bite on this lake has not came around just yet. This is a very high Highlands reservoir, so it really gets kicked up in about August. Can't wait to get out here and start catching some for you guys. But as always, guys, I know this is the most important part of the video for you guys. I know you want to know how to win this mystery tackle box, and all you have to do is hashtag swimbait. So hashtag swimbait in the comment section below, and you'll be entered in to win it. We'll do the giveaway within 1 week of this video coming out. It should be out on Wednesday, so the very next Wednesday we'll announce the winner in whatever video comes out then. All right, as always, questions, comments in the comment section below. Hashtag swimbait to be entered to win this box. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Guys, please do me a favor. I don't know what's going on, but my views are way down. It's like I've lost half my audience. So if you know people that have accidentally been unsubscribed or whatever, you know, share the content out. Tell your buddies, tell your friends. Check your subscription and check that notification so you know when these videos are coming out. You know, the views helps, guys. And right now, you know, I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if I've pissed a bunch of people off or what, but you know, I'd appreciate all the support I get. If people leave, they leave. If the ones of you guys stay around, at least I know who are the true hardcore Bass Geek Nation. And I'd rather be giving these boxes and all these giveaways to you guys that actually support me anyway. All right. As for all you guys that stay around and support me, you know I love you. You guys rock.